Dear customer, let me introduce you. Newly upgraded SID 220 lab flavor and fragrance automatic ingredients and fragrance equipment.
1. How to add equipment raw materials. Open the exhaust valve. The nitrogen in the bottle is discharged. Open the feeding valve to start adding raw materials. Put the filling tool into the filling valve. Each raw material uses an independent feeding tool. Then slowly pour the raw materials into the raw material bottle to avoid overflow of the raw materials, and the feeding should not be too hasty. After adding the raw materials, take out the feeding tool, close the feeding valve and exhaust valve. Each raw material bottle has an independent liquid level display. Do not exceed this level indication when adding ingredients. 2. RD and production of formula management machine. The formulator or perfumer can log into the smart formula management system through the office computer. After entering the system in the resource management, you can view related raw materials and formulas. You can view the relevant information of the raw material in the raw material. Let's make a recipe. Go to recipe management. There are 2 ways to make recipes. 1. The formula can be imported through the Excel file. Select the Excel file, open and confirm. The formula will be imported into the system. Click Set Raw Materials to view the newly imported formula data. 2. Manually make the formula. Click Add, fill in the formula name. Select RD type, then check the raw materials required for the formula. And the system will provide the disassembled recipes of the formula to make the formula more confidential. After the selection of raw materials is completed, fill in the demand for raw materials. The system will automatically calculate the percentage of raw material consumption in the formula. Click OK to complete the manual recipe. Next, we need to generate the QR code required for automatic feeding of the equipment. Add the name of the formula we just made. Select the recipe name and fill in the total amount that needs to be added automatically. The capacity of our ingredient cup is 1000 grams. All formulas that require equipment feeding need to be approved. After approval, the system will automatically generate a unique QR code. Then we can batch print QR codes. The QR code will be automatically printed on the bottom right of the device. 3. Equipment automatic feeding operation. The operator pastes the QR code in the middle of the bottom of the feeding cup, then close the lid of the feeding cup. In the device software, click the Start button in the lower right corner. The equipment starts to feed automatically. The conveyor belt transports the ingredient cup to the cup picking position of the manipulator, waiting for the manipulator to take the cup. The manipulator will deliver the ingredients to the QR code scanning place for scanning. After the scanning is successful, the manipulator will remove the lid of the ingredient cup, then put it into the feeding table and wait for automatic feeding. The equipment will automatically feed according to the raw materials and the demand of the formula. Each ingredient will be dosed multiple times until the desired amount of individual ingredient is reached. The feeding weight is passed through the metal electronic scale, and the feeding data is displayed in real time. Ensure that the feeding accuracy of each raw material is 0.01 gram. After the feeding of a single raw material is completed, switch to the next required raw material. The equipment will display the nozzle and status of the current feeding, and the whole process does not require manual intervention. Recipe data gets replaced confidentially. After the automatic feeding of all raw materials is completed, the equipment table will return to the lower cup position, waiting for the robot to take the cup. The manipulator will remove the ingredient cup from the workbench, cover the lid, and send it back to the cup conveyor belt. The automatic batching of such a formula is completed. Let's take a look at the raw materials that have just been automatically prepared. 4. Data monitoring of automatic batching. The formulator or perfumer logs into the smart formula management system again. Look at the feeding status of each recipe. Let's take a look at the detailed data of the automatic feeding of the equipment just now. The formula dosage of each raw material, equipment feeding amount, feeding times, and feeding time are clear at a glance. Effectively achieve data management. If there is a problem, the replacement can be traced and queried. Device support size, width 2180 mm, length 3180 mm, height 1980 mm. Sindbo looks forward to cooperating with you. Thank you very much for your patience.